what is it right now? I don't even know why I'm saying good morning. I'm even wearing my watch upside down. So it's Monday the 13th. Pretty much it's like almost noon at this point, and I'm just starting my day. I've been in such a funk ever since I stopped working, so since the 1st of April. And firstly, in the beginning, I was like, oh, it's because I had quite a bit of like strain or pain from my leg, and that was my reason. And then I feel like, when you have a lot of time to yourself, you just end up, I don't know, I was just ruminating, and it went from I'm just oiling my hair today. So I'm using this because I have a lot of bald spots. So one of my excuses was, well, I need to recover. And then afterwards, I would sit down in the beginning of the day and be like, okay, here's my journal. How am I going to fix my life? And then that would just put me in a spiral where I'd be like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what I do. I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know what jobs to apply for. And then I would just bed rot for the rest of the day. Or you can call it couch rotting, because I would move from the couch to the bed and go back and forth so I could pretend to be productive as such. And so today, after consulting with Claude has become like literally my advisor at this point. I'm like, I'm just gonna make it simple. Like, the one thing I want to work on at this point is healing, and specifically recovering in terms of like training my body so that I'm not constantly in pain. Since my job is quite physical, the job that I had, I'm on my feet like 12 hours a day, and I'm doing a lot of movement and lifting. And I do not want to use the excuse of being, almost turning 40 and blaming that for all the aches and pains that I have, and not really just lack of muscle or lack of mobility. So today, after I'm gonna put some of this serum in my hair and then put some oil in, and I am gonna go and start working on that, and I'll bring you along. But let's get put a handle on this, because I want to wash my hair tomorrow, and I have started putting this serum on the day before I wash, and some oil. And I'm hoping that will help with the regrowth, because if you can see, I feel like I have a lot of like bald spots. I don't know. My hair has been thinning recently, and it could be low iron. It could be a plethora of reasons, but instead of trying to think of what it could be, I'm just gonna work on at least bringing some, doing what I can to make it better instead of making it worse. So that's why we're putting the serum on. Hopefully you can hear it and this is not distracting. But yeah, and then once I'm done with the serum, let me show you guys this. So I know this says argan oil, but this is actually a homemade oil treatment. So it has argan oil, jojoba oil, and olive oil. And then I cooked that down with this herb mix that I found on Amazon. It's like 20 or 30 different herbs that you can put in your hair. And I just let that kind of steep in the oil for a few hours. And I'm gonna put that on as well. And then I'll wash all of this off tomorrow. So my hair is gonna be super greasy for the rest of this video, but today's kind of my reset. Sometimes you just have to get into that momentum, and once you start doing stuff, it just is easier. And this is the only thing that will get me out, because I'm like vanity metrics. That tends to help. All right, so I will continue with this. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna be very messy, and then I will see you in a bit. So my hair is absolutely greasy, but this is what you got to do for length retention and just protecting the hair. Because if you see how much hair I lose in the shower, it's no surprise that my hair is quite thin and it hasn't been growing that well. So That's nice and done. I have everything in, and we're just gonna leave this in until I need to wash it. Okay, so one of the things that I actually was wanting to work on or purchase is the Body Restoration by, I think it's by Connor Harris. I'm gonna just look it up now. I have been getting ads for this for the longest time, and I feel like he would be someone, or his program would be something that would be helpful for adjusting my anterior pelvic tilt. And I think a lot of my back pain and just overall pain management would be like a core thing that I could do. So I'm gonna see if I can purchase one of his, if I could purchase one of his courses, and then what we'll do is we'll start with that today.
One eternity later.
I can't decide if I want the beginner body, I think it's called beginner body restoration, or there's one for specifically for women recalibration. They're both the same price, so $49.97 US. I don't know how much that would be in Canadian. But just looking at what the beginner body restoration covers, it seems like it would be, because it says stiff and tight hips, stiff back, chronic pain, which I have. I have the anterior pelvic tilt, the hunchback, the forward head posture, the flat feet. I don't know if I have flat feet. I think I probably have high arches, which is something that would be more of my issues. Let's just start with the beginner body restoration. I need to pick because I think if I don't pick something, I'm going to be here 5 weeks from now still being like, which one should I pick? Either way, it'll be some sort of improvement. It's better than what I have. And the main issue for me is if I can fix a little bit of the low back and the anterior pelvic tilt, that is something I've been dealing with for years. So we're just going to go and do it. We're going to buy it. We're going to buy it. Okay. Why am I so nervous? Basically done with the exercises, and I only honestly did one set of each session. And when I first saw it, I thought, oh, these are kind of easy. Boy, was I wrong. Like, first I read the ebook, and then I did the assessment to see what side of my body I was more, I guess it says lateralized to, or the way I think of it is like where I'm more dominant. And for me, it was always the right side. It was always easier. And I got a more range of motion on my right than my left. And then he gave an example of like how to do some breathing and practice breathing. And then I went into it, and like it's 2 o'clock now. I started at noon. So it took me about an hour to like just read everything and then get into the groove of practicing each movement. I'm gonna do the other set this evening, so I'll do the exercises. My plan is to do it in the morning and then in the evening, just so that my body gets more acclimated to them. They are, I will say, I feel so good just after the first session. And I'm excited to see, and this is gonna be an 8-week program, how I progress throughout it. But yeah, it's easy but not easy, because there's so much you have to think about in terms of your breathing, your movement. They're very small ranges of motion, and you're not trying to overexert. And in the the introductory video, he talks about how we don't want to shock our nervous system. So the main thing is like also making sure that our nervous system is in more of a like not in a fight or flight mode, which I thought was interesting. It honestly was like I felt like I was calming down and tuning into my body. And so it's such a great mind body connection exercise. And I feel like we don't get enough of that. Normally when I do exercises, I like to have like music or audiobooks or anything else in the background. With this one, because I really wanted to focus on getting the movements down, I didn't have anything else playing, which I thought was really good. So I am done my first session. I'm gonna go and make myself lunch. I am starving, like I'm so hungry. I think having pizza for breakfast also wasn't very helpful. So I wanna have something with some protein, so I'll go and start making that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one of, I guess, I don't know if I wanna call it a journey, but just healing my body and working out more for longevity rather than just for weight loss and vanity metrics. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to look a certain way, but I think it's also important for me that I have like that I'm not in pain all the time and that I'm moving my body in a way that is more aligned. And yeah, so that is it for today. I will see you guys in the next one. All right, thank you guys. Bye. Ciao.